Tuapiki is there to stop him. Last play for Melbourne. Comes back to Hughes. Will kick out towards Warbrick. A chance to fly, catch, and score for Melbourne.
He just accelerated, found some space, and on the back of the Harry Grant run, steps up, puts a beautiful kick across field, targeting Montoya, and Will Warbrick, brilliantly placed over the top, and comes down with the footy. And a great start for the Melbourne Storm, and a great start for Jerome Hughes.
Well, he's still he's a newbie to rugby league, really, isn't he? Will Warbrick. He's only try and convert from out near the sideline. He'll bend it back. It stays inside the left upright. Terrific opening for the Melbourne Storm. Jake Duke, they lead 6 points to 0. Likatoa taken from the field for the full HIA. Surprising that didn't happen off the back of the collision, because he didn't seem to be all there for a few moments off the back of that collision with Montoya. Now the Warriors just outside the 10. Lussick comes across to Tohu Harris. Grant around the legs, picking up from where he left off last week against the Panthers. They go flat to Johnson at the back. Tuapiki, they've undone them as simply as that. The decoys dragged in defenders, and there was the open pastures on the right edge where Tenny Zalesniak. He scores for the Warriors. In a moment, they should be locked up at 6 apiece.
This is so beautifully executed. We saw the Storm only moments ago get it wrong when Pezzett went through, tried disallowed. Look at this. So direct. And then Tuapiki just held up Coates perfectly. And the flying mullet was, he gets one at Amy Park. Their first shot tonight down on Melbourne's line. That was perfect from Johnson.
Metcalf with the extra 2 points. We are locked up here, 6-all at Amy Park as we go downstairs to Jake Duke.
Offload. Hughes threatening again.
He's away. He's got Meaney with him, the speedster. It's a race now, trying to get to him. Rocket Roger. He couldn't stop him. Nick Meaney runs away to score for Melbourne.
And it started with Pappenhausen. Got through his first full 80 minutes in a long time last week. Gets the ball over the top. Hughes has been in run mentality, and that's when Melbourne are at their best. Cuts through the Storm, the Warriors' defence, and finds Nick Meaney looming up the inside. He has been so reliable, so consistent, Nick Meaney, in every position that he's been called upon. So much so that they've found a home for him now at centre, and great acceleration. Pulled away from Tuivasa-Sheck, pulled away from Rocco Berry. And Melbourne go the length of the field on the back of some brilliance from Pappenhausen, Hughes, and now Meaney. What a try.
You can play in the centres, you can play anywhere in the back line. He's played in the halves in the past as well. And from right in front, he makes it 12 points to 6. But the veteran coach said all he needed was a bit of backing from the referee. One more here for Melbourne. As Grant comes across to Hughes, who might have been tackled in the air here. We'll see if there's a whistle coming. Yes, there is. Meaney kicking them well. Makes it an 8-point lead here. Not quite midway through the opening half. Melbourne 14, the Warriors 6. The Sun. 3 plays gone from just 10 metres out. Hughes goes through Liero. Pezzett back on the inside. Pappenhausen. What a ball from Chan. Flying through.
Right. Beautiful play out to Lewis, and then a sweeping play where Liero links up with Hughes, then out to Chan, and that's when Pappenhausen is at his best. It's a model that we saw develop when the great Billy Slater was playing for Melbourne, lighting up Amy Park. And now it's seeped into the modern gameplay. This time it's Grant, Hughes, Liero through the middle. And Pezzett finding Chan on an edge. And just looming with speed and evasion. Back through the middle, one of their favourite stars. Ryan Pappenhausen. Back to his best. And back on the try scorers list. How good is it to see?
From Lussick to Johnson, comes out the back. Metcalf a tip on, a race for the corner. Montoya, he got there. It looked like the ball hit the turf at the first occasion. Chris Butler agrees. And
We're now just looking at the touching goal line.
His foot goes out, touches the line.
Talk about double jeopardy.
Yeah, what an effort. Like you mentioned, the resilience of the Melbourne Storm defence was back last week. That's a moment there.
The ball is always up at this stage. Marcelo Montoya's foot touches the touching goal line. We have a decision.
That's huge from Jerome Hughes. And look at the response from his teammates. What a night he's having, the Melbourne Storm halfback.
Are we absolutely certain no part of the ball touched the line on the way through?
I agree.
It is the Melbourne Storm at home at Amy Park who lead the Warriors 18 points to 6.
Well,
they tap it and go. Kamikameef a high shot there. Ford is okay. Walker here inside the Melbourne 10. Big chance for the Warriors to close this gap in the early minutes of the second half. Lussick waiting. There's a foul plays it said restart here for the Warriors. Johnson on the inside for Ford. They've worked hard on limiting his whole runs tonight. Good tackle there by Katoa. Lussick for Harris. Here's Johnson. Comes to Berry. What hands? A race for the corner. Watani Zelezniak. He dives in for his second try tonight. What a sight he is at full speed. Plants it down inside the touching goal line, and the Warriors do grab first points in this second half.
This is one of the great ball players. Great tempo, steadies himself in the line, holds up the pass, which drags Remus Smith out of position. That is spectacular ball playing from one of the elite ball players in the competition. Johnson, the veteran, just sets up that left edge defence of Melbourne beautifully. Coates jams. And it was just a free run to the line for Zelezniak, who picks up his second of the night. Pezzett did great to come across, but the ball playing of Johnson, absolutely super. How good's that? How good is that for a put down?
Comes across to Johnson, who'll kick towards Warbrick. To Avasashek, ends up with the ball. Play on. Ford trying to spin his way to the line. He's gone very, very close. Comes across to Johnson, who'll kick towards Warbrick. To Avasashek, ends up with the ball. Play on. Ford trying to spin his way to the line. He's gone very, very close.
And then all of a sudden now, Tuivasa-Sheck, as we said, starting to inject himself in this second half. Some big plays from Roger. They've cut out the errors. Listen to that. It's on the ground at the end.
Forearm on the ball as the ball goes to ground. We might have enough evidence here for an overturn. And the Warriors fans certainly would be playing their due one.
And the ball continues to be on his wrist. It is grounded on the line.
Here we
have
go.
a decision.
So a little luck didn't go with them earlier in the first half. And this time it does for Jackson Ford, and back-to-back tries now for the Warriors in the second half.
In the nick of time, pumps it up for Jackson Ford. He controls it to the ground. Luke Metcalf converts. We've got a 2-point game. The Warriors trying to break. Lussick brings Barnett onto it. Ran a long way to dummy half. Did Lussick. The ball put down though by Barnett. Pappenhausen has it. Melbourne to work it away, and instead it's going to be a Warriors penalty. Melbourne battling for field position. The Warriors have had all the ball and all the points off the back of it. We're locked up here at Amy Park. 18 playing 18. Down Melbourne Cricket Ground. Go to nrl.com/tickets to be at the big game at the MCG. Johnson to kick again. Berry back on the field. We're going to put pressure here on Coates, who makes a mistake. It comes to Rocco Berry. He runs towards the line. The referee went down. He got in Hughes' way. It might have been a good thing they didn't score. Metcalf over the top. Montoya for the corner. Marcelo Montoya gives the Warriors the lead. They put pressure on Coates. Berry denied. The referee hit the deck. Montoya scores.
And they won't be denying this one. Marcelo Montoya launches himself into the end goal. And a very, very strong defender. You could see him just chasing contact. He's having a great second half here. Rocco Berry is an error now.
And rightly so, a penalty against Harry Grant for trying to milk it by purposely throwing it.
Just seeing Zalesniak getting some work there. What about his numbers tonight? 2 tries, 13 carries, 157 metres. As Metcalf throws another one between the sticks.
Hand brought it down. Andrew Webster can't sit down. And now Pappenhausen loses it. The ball ripped away. Pappenhausen might be penalised here. He will be, and the Warriors can take 2 more points to make it an 8-point lead.
An unforced error, just a simple drop. Other than that, they just haven't been down the Warriors end at all to attack, and it's been, he is having a great time tonight, the big fella.
Strong run, but they need points, and they need them now. Grant for Pezzett, comes to Hughes. Pappenhausen back on the inside. Got a lovely ball from Katoa. A Melbourne Storm special.
Nice and straight into the line was Pezzett. So too Hughes. Katoa, great skill. The former Warrior, that was beautiful. Big man out on an edge. Playing back on the inside. This will show it beautifully. Look at them isolate Metcalf there and Jackson Ford, and then just cutting them like a knife through hot butter.
At worst, you'd imagine in regulation time they'll get a chance at a 2-point field goal from outside the 40. If they can come up with enough meters, Meany bends it back. It's a 2-point game. There's time to set it up for the same play again for Pappenhausen to score. Hughes, Pezzett, Pappenhausen, Remus Smith, he goes to Coates! Maybe a Coates! Can you believe it?
Out to their left-hand side. Smith did well just to get the footy in his hands early enough to give him a shot at the line. Zalesniak was coming. Look at this. He leaps from 5 or 6 metres out. Oh my gosh. Oh!
He's 6 feet in the air. It's a photo finish between his left hand hitting the turf and the ball hitting the turf. The ball beats his left hand by centimetres. Watch it again.
Oh, that's the best try I've ever seen.
In the most dramatic of circumstances, to extend the winning streak to 15 straight against the Warriors. They've scored twice in the final 2.5 minutes of the game. It's cruel for the Warriors, but how composed were the Melbourne Storm Stars when they had to stand up.